I have a 2004 Mazda 3i. I'm going to be showing you how to remove this odometer. And the first thing I'm going to need to do is to disconnect the battery. Okay, first thing you're going to remove this hood latch or pop here. And how you do that is you get a flat screwdriver back in behind and you push up right here, and then once you push that up, you take your other hand and pull this back towards you. It just slides it right out. Okay, so when we got that, reveals the screw there, and we've also got another screw over here that we're going to have to get. Okay, correction, there's just the one screw on this left side here that you remove. That one over there you do not remove. It just has the snaps, and it just comes right out after you remove that one screw right there. And don't worry about disconnecting any of this, just kind of pull it out of your way. Okay, so now the next step, we're going to be removing this piece. And the way to do this is just, don't try to use any screwdrivers or stuff. You're going to run the risk of damaging. I'll just work it loose with my hands, all I use, and it'll just pull it towards you. There's just snaps, and this will work itself out. So I'm going to get both hands freed up here and go ahead and get this loose. Okay, now you can tilt your steering wheel down just a little bit. There's a lever under here and it gives you enough room. Now I want to show you this rubber piece right here. It has these little attachments that you can see, and they just snap into this, and you have to gently pry those up before this will come all the way out. But for this part, all I've done is just pulled on this with my hand gently and just worked it loose. Now if you feel like you're having to force something too much, stop and be careful so you don't break anything. But I've got this flap here loose, and now this will be ready to come out here. And let's see if I can wiggle it. Okay, yeah. So it's not too bad. Like I said, the only things you got to remove is the screw on this bottom panel, and then it just pops loose. Pull it over to the side, and this here just all snaps in. Now once we get in here, we've got a screw here, pretty self-explanatory, but we've got another one right here, and then we've got another one right over here on this side. We're going to go ahead and take those out. With those screws removed, it just lifts up and out of the way, and you see we've only got a couple of connectors here. There's this little tab right here that holds the wire. We're just going to need to squeeze those together so we can push that through gently so we don't break that wire clamp there. And then we'll go ahead and disconnect these two. And they only go one way, so there's no way of mixing them up. They're both different size. Okay, and my old defective one has been removed, and I'm just reinstalling the new one. And I'm going to re-put this clamp right here and just set this back into place. Okay, so now we're just putting our screws back in and getting ready to put this back together. Alright, now we're just going to put our bottom piece under the steering column here back on. Okay, when putting this back, make sure you got all of your clips lined up right before you go to pushing it in there. And as far as this little side panel, all I've done is just kind of pulled that loose and pulled it over to the side. I didn't take it all the way out, just not necessary. We've just reinstalled this one screw right here, and we're just going to be sliding this clip for the hood latch.